I just had the best food. I ate at the Seoul Garden. I had Korean cuisine, and then the O Cha Thai. I had some Thai food.
Wow. I found Grable Amish pastries and a deli. What? It was unbelievable. Have you ever tried chicken on a donut?
Chicken on a donut?
It was pretty good. Sweet and savory. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, Mike. I think we had the best of everything because we got to start the day with Conjure coffee, lavender latte, amazing. And then at the end of the day, we go over to Lunar Infusions and get a little kombucha. And now we're gonna have some infused stuff as well.
And then we made our way over to the Charlie Horse. Now this is a full service bar. They use local liquors and everything to make these beautiful cocktails. And then also the Kikianga Cider Factory is here as well. They have a fall bourbon that you have to try. It's an apple cider bourbon.
Let's go try that right now. I mean, come on.
So what'd you find first?
So the Kitchen and Company has some great charcuterie boards and an olive bar and a wine bar. How can you get any better?
That's right. The wine bar is the best. Yeah. Plowshares at the market. It's a great local agricultural co-op. They let local growers and producers come in and share what they make. They're local artisans. It's really cool.
That's awesome. And I love Buwamba. It's a sandwich shop and a soup shop, and their proceeds go to missions around the world, which is super awesome.
It's really good. And their sandwiches, delicious.
Amazing. Let's go have. I've never had that one. I really want some more.
Welcome to Between the Studs. We are Granite Ridge Builders, custom builders serving northern Indiana, northwest Ohio, and also parts of southern Michigan. We have been building custom homes for almost 2 decades, and we're really passionate about what we do. So join us today as we explore the processes, the trends, and also tips that characterize today's new home. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. As you can see, we are at the iconic Electric Work campus here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And this is one of the most highly anticipated, nationally recognized projects in the Midwest. And you have to say this is the epitome of dreaming big. In fact, for $400 million, wouldn't you say, Lonnie, that's a big dream?
Wow, that borderline's on a nightmare. No, not really. That's an incredible dream, about like our next spec home, I think. That we're
good point.
But
that's only 2.5 million.
Oh, okay, that's true. Hey, we're on 39 acres, 18 historic buildings, 1.2 million square feet under roof. We're in the downtown area, just off Broadway Street and close to the historic McAuliffe Park.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we are so excited today because not only are we going to show you this beautiful new area, but we're going to also dive into the history of this nationally recognized area called Electric Works.
Food and Beverage magazine has recognized Fort Wayne as an up-and-coming market for the food and beverage scene. And you can understand why with everything that's happened in downtown Fort Wayne in the past few years, and of course the Union Street market here, it's just flat out cool.
Yeah.
And guys, after getting to taste all of this cuisine here from around the world, I think we can all agree that not only is it flat out cool, but it's flat out delicious too.
It's what I call yummy.
So Electric Works was once the General Electric campus, and this wonderful 39-acre facility was a thriving industrial complex. And in the 1940s, they made a switch of gears to go take care of the war effort. So at that time, they started making superchargers for the airplanes. And the thing that was crazy is they had 20,000 employees for General Electric at that time, which was 40% of the whole population working force here in Fort Wayne.
Now, unfortunately, the glory days of Electric Works came and went, and the 39-acre campus fell into decay, and it became a national example of a Rust Belt city.
Then in 2017, thanks to a group of local and national investors called RTM Ventures, the GE campus got new life. RTM Venture bought the complex. They proposed a bold and innovative mixed-use development. That same year, national news media like the Huffington Post and the Wall Street Journal wrote about the $440 million ambitious effort to renovate the GE campus. They wrote about Fort Wayne being a leading example as a community reinventing themselves, having hope, a purpose, and a future, and creating that themselves.
In the last 10 years, Fort Wayne has received many accolades, one of them which is the city that saved itself. We've also been named opportunistic cities, so it's a place that is a great start for many people.
Some of the other accolades: 4-time winning the All-American City, first in the nation for job creation according to Physical Times magazine, and the best city to start a business, and that's from Wallet Hub.
It also rated in the top 10 places to work as far as pay goes for young workers. And then also a great place to live for college students.
that's a great thing for investing into the future. That's that.
Yes.
You guys, Electric Works project was recently just awarded the Phoenix Award. Now, there were 10 different projects that were considered for this. Now, the Phoenix Award, anybody who may be familiar with mythology knows that the phoenix rose from the ashes to be rebirthed.
Oh.
Now, it was 10 different projects across the country where a underutilized, a dilapidated old building was refurbished and repurposed, and we won that award here for this project.
Wow.
This is what we call brownfield, and it really is a great investment. We are so proud to do this show today here at Electric Works. And one thing we want to do, we want to thank RTM Ventures for their vision and their investment into this city. I don't know if you guys know what RTM stands for? I thought this was pretty clever. It was for Ronald, it's actually Ronald T. McDonald.
Oh, McDonald's house.
No, that's not Ronald McDonald. This is Ronald T. McDonald's.
Close.
But he was one of the original investors in Genny Electric, which became the General Electric.
Oh, wow, that is cool.
So here are some fun, interesting facts about Electric Works. Well, we've already said that it's a 39-acre campus, and that it was a $40 million project for this mixed-use facility.
To date, more than 1 million hours of labor have gone into restoring this project, and 119,000 square feet of brick or masonry has been restored.
Now, more than 10,000 cubic yards of concrete have been poured to make this project possible. 286,000 square feet of new roofs have been put on, and more than 2 acres of new unit pavers have been put in for walkways around here.
Wow.
Now, 10,000 cubic yards of concrete is a lot, but times that number by 3, that's how much we need to build the houses we do.
Wow.
Man, that's about what we need just for our Shadow Creek model that's coming up.
Yeah, that's not funny.
So there are 10 buildings representing 740 square feet. And by the way, 70% of the buildings have been rented.
Wow.
And Do It Best, we've all heard of Do It Best, they are the major tenant here in these buildings.
And on top of those buildings, 2 of them have rooftop patios. And one of these rooftop patios you can rent. It holds 300 people and has the most beautiful skyline view of our city.
It is really cool. Now, across from this is McCulloch Park. It's named after Hugh McCulloch, a Fort Wayne resident who was the secretary for President Abraham Lincoln and Ulysses S. Grant.
Wow. I think what we need to do next, we need to explain a little bit of history about General Electric itself and how it got to this campus. Why don't we do that?
It's really critical because there's no other company in the history of Fort Wayne, by the way, they have a 150-year history here that has more positively impacted our community than General Electric. It's hard to talk to anybody that doesn't know somebody that worked here or was positively impacted by General Electric.
That's true.
Yeah, and my father was one of those that worked here. Now, 1940 was really the peak of General Electric in Fort Wayne. And back then there was over 20,000 employees here. Over 40% of the workforce was employed by General Electric. But really you got to go back 140, 150 years ago, back to the 1880s, Genny Electric is what started it all. And they put out a product, it was a pioneering product at the time, that was outdoor lighting, which was called the Genny Arc Electric.
Now, fun fact about that, Luke, one of Fort Wayne's claim to fame is the first night baseball game that was fully lit. Now, Genny had those arc lights out there, lit up the entire field, and that was one of our huge, huge things of our history. Now, move forward a few years, Genny Electric was purchased by General Electric in 1893, and they kind of transitioned from those arc lights to more of a motor manufacturing plant, and then that's where we grew to where we are today.
This GE campus was known for its production and its quality. We produced the first refrigerator, the garbage disposal, and the fractional motor, which was used in the toaster and sewing machines. So very important to what we do today. It was also pivotal in World War II efforts as well.
There were other companies in Fort Wayne that were also pivotal. Companies like International Harvester made trucks for the Army.
Speaking of that, my dad worked at International Harvester for 47 years.
That's a long time. There were other companies too. Magnavox was in on it too. They made a wide range of sonar, bomb detecting materials, a bunch of stuff like that.
Charity, my dad worked there too for 8 years, and guess what? Now he works at Granite Ridge Builders out in Open House.
He also worked for the Hoosier Shuttle. How old is your dad?
Brian is everywhere. I think I've got one that Brian didn't work at. Wooden airplane propellers were constructed at Packard Piano. Am I good there?
You're good.
Okay, yeah, so there were a lot of companies involved in Fort Wayne in the war effort.
So the General Electric plant here did work for revolutionary electric engines that we used on ships and submarines. They built weapons and weapon systems, and as you mentioned, refrigerators as well. But what they were most known for, again, is that supercharged engine that they used during the World War II efforts that made our planes faster, stronger, could fly higher and further. It was just a really big effort that really helped us win the war.
Yeah, Izzy, that definitely probably helped win the war on this.
But really what helped us with the war in a lot of ways is the morale at home. And that all started right here as well, changing the culture, because at that point in time, the women were the ones who were going into the factories to do the working, and that all came from Rosie the Riveter, right here in Fort Wayne. That is what it was all modeled off of, and that changed the war effort here at home.
It really did. Rosie the Riveter was an iconic representative and model. She became a poster for everybody still working here to continue with those war efforts, and she represented many people and women who worked right here at GE Electric Works at the time.
Okay, wait, now you guys listen up. I got a really fun fact for you. Did you know that all the GE employees here worked 7 days a week, did not take a vacation, did not take any holidays? They did that just here at GE.
Sounds like Granite Ridge.
And plus, a lot of the employees here gave their dogs up to the canine unit for the war, and they was called Dogs for Defense. So there was a lot of effort that went into the war just here in GE.
So we don't have time to talk about all their contributions and all the things they did, but let's just really highlight some of the inventions that GE is known for.
Yeah.
In 1893, GE developed a giant 30-ton electric locomotive that could go 30 miles per hour without a steam power. And in 1904, the first electric range was invented.
In 1908, they created the first heavy metal hair dryer, and in 1909, the first commercially successful toaster.
Now, Lonnie and Tony, I know you guys will remember this one. In 1911, the most important invention in history of food happened. The first hermetically sealed refrigerator was manufactured and replaced the ice box.
Oh, I remember those days.
Now, in 1913, the first range with an insulated oven and surface unit was manufactured.
Now, Mike, sticking with the refrigerators, it was 1927 that GE created the first top monitor refrigerator, and it was famous. And then also that same year, they came out with the first direct drive dishwasher. And then it was a few years later, 1930, they came up with the first water cooler.
Sticking with 1930, they also came in with the first room air conditioner. In 33, it was the GE introduced the green portable sewing machine. And in 1935, the very first garbage disposal called the electric pig.
I like that name.
And in 1947, the first automatic clothes dryer. In 1955, the first air conditioner that can be plugged into a household circuit. And then in 1955, GE became the first to bring bright colors to appliances like petal pink, canary yellow, cadet blue, and turquoise green.
And Elizabeth, those are coming back, I'm telling you.
I'm not sure that was a really good idea, just so you know.
In 1958, it was the electric can opener. How'd they get the cans open before that? I don't know. In 1963, it was the first self-cleaning oven. And in 1968, they made an air conditioner that actually had controls on it. You could control it.
In 1978, they had the first ever over-the-range microwave called the Space Maker.
Okay, and as you can tell, General Electric actually changed the world, and it really changed all of our lives in a very positive way.
Now you see there's so much rich history, but I think we need to get back to the present. We're on this wonderful campus. We need to get out and explore the rest of these vendors and tenants and see what they've done down here.
That's great.
Mike, conjure coffee again?
Conjure.
More coffee for me.
So Mike, not only is Electric Works a great place to come and find a specialty coffee or sandwich, but there's also some businesses that are grounded here that are an incredible asset to our area.
In order to have a facility, a mixed-use development like this, you have to have a strong anchor company to hold the roots here.
And that would be Do It Best, correct?
Do It Best. So Do It Best is an amazing company that we have in our local area. Their headquarters are here. Do It Best occupies almost 200,000 square feet of the building 26 right across the street from where we're at right now. Now, it's the second largest building on this campus, and they have over 400 employees who call this place their work.
And I think they do $5 billion in sales. They're actually the second largest hardware wholesale co-op.
Yeah, they started out originally as Hardware Wholesales Incorporated, and it was founded in 1945 in Fort Wayne. And today they have thousands of member-owned businesses under that umbrella.
Incredible company that we can be proud of, Do It Best Hardware. Mike, another business that's down here, it's really more education than business, is the AMP Lab, the Fort Wayne Community Schools AMP Lab. Let's talk about that briefly.
Yeah, Fort Wayne Community Schools has 5 schools that feed into this program. Now, you learned that there's a lottery system because this program is so popular.
400 students involved, and it's so popular they have to do a lottery to get kids down here.
Yeah, so like we said, there's 5 schools that feed into this program. They spend about half a day at their regular school doing their core classes, and then they come here for the second half of the day, and then they are learning science, technology, engineering, and math, all sorts of things with this program.
You know, we talked about General Electric, what they've given to our community over the years, and the creativity and the innovation that's been part of their DNA since the beginning. It continues right here as we allow these kids to develop ideas and plans, business plans, and other things related to new business.
Yeah, they've really kept the spirit of GE alive with this program. It's broken down into 4 different sections. So those 4 segments that it's chopped up into is the Grow Studio, which is a science-based research facility. The second segment is the Create Studio, where they learn to produce music, video, animation, and graphic design. The third one is the Make Studio for creating prototypes. And then finally, there's the Venture Studio, where students can learn to create business ideas, business plans, and then really get help from the community on putting these into action.
I wish I was an 11th or 12th grader again. I'd be down here for sure. Then there's a third business, you might say. Earthworks has also partnered, Mike, with Car Workplace to deliver clean, modern workspaces for today's working professional. And the campus offers all kinds of spaces for flexible lease terms, businesses of all sizes equipped with services, state-of-art amenities, and on-site support, and a healthy balance of fun.
Yeah, Lonnie, there's over 32,000 square feet of office space, 85 private offices, state-of-the-art meeting rooms. You'll be steps away from a 700,000 square feet of additional conference spaces, and then you'll just be steps away from all the other amenities, the food court, all of these amazing businesses around here as well.
So come on down to work, come on down to eat, come on down to play. Great place here in Fort Wayne, Electric Works.
Charity, it's so exciting to be walking around this Electric Works complex because you're noticing that over 70% of the area was pre-leased.
It's pretty cool. The first phase involves $286 million public and private funded project. It involves 10 buildings encompassing about 700,000 square feet. 1 new building's being constructed right now. Electric Works is home to office, retail, and entertainment, innovation centers, that public market that we told you about, food hall, education, public events, and healthcare spaces.
You know, some of the major tenants that are in this area include Parkview Physicians Group clinics.
Ferguson Advertising, they're a full service agency. That means that you can do what you do best and then they handle all of the rest.
You know, part of this campus is also education, including Indiana Tech.
Do you know Steel Dynamics is down here too?
So is Star Financial.
Chapman's Brewing is coming too.
I think we'll be here.
Definitely. Everything you want down here, everything you need, and this is really reinventing what Fort Wayne is.
Oh man, I was so good at those half-court shots.
Man, here's my famous one.
Ooh.
That's the horse shot right there. Wins every time.
Well, this is a special space. So this is the GE Club. We're standing in the gymnasium part of it. And my father actually played basketball here long before I was even born. So it's pretty cool coming back here and having him share those stories with me.
So Fort Wayne has a very rich history when it comes to professional sports as well, and this gym is actually a little bit tied to it.
Yeah, you can still see the GE Club sign as you go down Sweeney Avenue, headed into the parking lot to come to Electric Works. So over the past 150 years, not only did General Electric find sports very important, but Fort Wayne has a very rich sport history with notable athletes of amateur and professional ranks.
One of our most notable claim to fame was that we hosted the very first professional league baseball game on May 4th of 1871 between the Fort Wayne Kikiangas and the Cleveland Forest Cities.
And about 12 years later, in 1883, that was the first lit night baseball game. General Electric provided lights for that game.
And don't forget the Lincoln Lifers played the Yankees in Fort Wayne, where Babe Ruth hit the longest home run of his entire life right here.
And then between 1945 and 54, Fort Wayne had the famous Daisies, an all-American girls professional baseball league.
And, you know, again, we would start to wonder, was Rosie the Riveter ever at one of those games? I bet you at least some of our Fort Wayne women were. And the history of the NBA being connected to Fort Wayne as well. Fred Zollner actually, from his kitchen table, put together the NBA and BAA league to bring the NBA together officially with the Fort Wayne Pistons, but unfortunately, of course, we know they ended up in Detroit.
So between the 1920s and the 60s, many of Fort Wayne manufacturing companies like Zollner's, Harvesters, Magnavox, GE, and many others were thriving, and they all had strong sports leagues.
And many of them, like GE, built gymnasiums as a part of a recreation facility for their employees.
As you can see here at Electric Works, the gymnasium has still preserved all this time, and just below us there is a bowling alley, and they're going to continue to fix this area up, and this is going to become part of a new and improved community center, and it's going to provide a lot of exciting things. That area we call the Elix. Of the 12 bowling lanes, 4 are going to remain. It's going to be transformed into a speakeasy vibe. It's going to have billiards table, a hidden room behind a bookcase for private events, and cozy seating with flooring made from the other bowling lanes flow around the bar. The name Elix comes from the Greek word electron, associated with electrical charge, and it used to be part of the GE Girls Club. They were called the Elix, so that's where the name comes from.
Nice. In Building 26, we also have the prayer room, which is a really great component here of Electric Works. A pastor came to them and said that they had over 100 churches represented that wanted to do something downtown Fort Wayne that would capture the energy and the heart of Fort Wayne, and of course that pretty much describes Electric Works. Luke, I think I've got one on you here today, though. There's something in this room that I think I probably know that you don't, and that's typically not the case. You almost always know more than I do.
Well, maybe.
What's that right up there?
You know, I have no clue what that would have been used for.
Well, when we used to have boxing matches here, that would have been one of the main components to help make sure we put on a good show. They'd bring down the microphone, and to get that boxing match started, you know what they'd say.
I do.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Kayla, I think we get the best spot in the whole show. We are out here on the rooftop at Electric Works. You can see the iconic Do It Best sign behind us, which used to be the GE sign. Yep. Now it's Do It Best. But from this rooftop, we can see everything. We can see the Coliseum. We can see Parkview Regional way out here. The water tower by our office.
It's so cool. And what we're going to highlight here in this segment is the historic West Central area, because it really is so close to GE Electric Works that people might not realize, and it has a really awesome history.
It's right over here to my shoulder. It's a beautiful area. I drive through there all the time. I think most of us do. Yep. One of the places I always drive by, though, is the Sweeney Homestead.
Absolutely. I love the Sweeney Homestead because I used to play tennis there. And
wait, weren't you #1 in the state?
I don't know about that. Not quite, but we did pretty well playing tennis, and I did enjoy it. I loved playing over there, and so we've spent many times over there, and I've also spent a lot of time in this area because my boys go to Emmanuel St. Michael right here. So really cool area that has a lot going for it. When settlers first came to the area, one pioneer called one of the rivers and fishing areas a Shawnee Run. Now, a larger stream they called Bloody Run had its source in the swamp area, which is now where we're standing on GE Electric Works. The creek took its name from a story that a Miami warrior stabbed and killed Shawnee men in 1800, and it was Chief Richardsville who interceded in the situation and prevented a blood feud between Miami and Shawnee.
Another river is the St. Mary's River, and this is where Thomas Sweeney built his Federalist-style home at the western edge of that river.
We have so much great architecture in the area, and one of them is the Hugh McCulloch Mansion, which is a Greek Revival style.
Down in the West Central neighborhood, you're going to see many different styles: Victorian, Gothic, Greek Revival, Gothic Revival, Federal. In the mid-1980s, a portion of the West Central neighborhood was designated as a National and Local Historic District. This was in recognition of the collection of architecturally significant and intact buildings representing the early residential neighborhood that was important in the development of the city of Fort Wayne.
I think my favorite building in this area has to be what was the Castle Art Gallery. It really is a great area. Come on down to GE Electric Works and experience all of this for yourself. Well, not only is GE Electric Works close to West Central area, it is in the middle of this growing, vibrant, amazing downtown area. And the Between the Studs cast has had the pleasure of shooting so many different episodes highlighting the amazing areas of our Fort Wayne destination downtown. So let's talk about a few of our favorites.
Now, Kayla, my favorite was when we went down to Promenade Park. What a gorgeous location.
Yes.
And we were in the pavilion, in the modern Mesian pavilion down there. There's a great riverfront, all sorts of activities. And what about all the sculptures that are down in that location?
I love that. And then I was on the Well Street Bridge, which has some great memories for me
Yes.
over there. So that is a great favorite of ours. Now, one of our favorite episodes, I love going to the embassy. Grew up there. I went to all sorts of shows. It really is a place in my heart. And it is a little weird to think about the ghost.
Yeah, the
But,
ghost.
you know, it is a really fun place to be.
And then we have a great art district downtown. So you can go on a nice walking tour, and there's murals on all sorts of buildings. Makes it a great place for family pictures or just to
Absolutely.
walk around with your family and look at the great artists that are displayed down there.
Now, I love the Landing. That's been a really great favorite place of mine to go to for dinner. There's so many amazing restaurants. There's some great venues down there. The Landing has a lot to offer.
And then the Bradley Hotel. What a gorgeous hotel. There's some shops. Of course, there's a great ice cream destination right there. And around the corner, we're excited. There's more coming. The Pearl will be opening soon, which is another great location, and will feature more lofts to live in, as well as some art down there. And then what about all the restaurants,
Oh
Kayla?
gosh, so many great restaurants. There's so many places to pick from. But we can't forget Parkview Field. I mean, we don't want to go back to the memories of me completely missing hitting the ball there, but we'll skip past that because otherwise Parkview Field is so much fun. It really is a great place to go, to bring the whole family and have some amazing memories.
Well, we are truly blessed here in Fort Wayne to have our downtown. What a great destination. If you've not spent time down there, please, we encourage you to go down and see what it has to offer.
Okay, guys, we got to close. I don't know about you, but I thought this was a really fun day, and I learned a lot.
Yeah, we want to take this opportunity one more time to thank everybody that's part of the RTM Ventures. Their foresight, their hard work to make this project happen, and I think it's surpassed everybody's expectations.
I'll tell you what impressed me is all the many things that are fresh and that are baked daily. And I mentioned the chicken on the donut, right?
And anybody who's watched our show before knows that we love outdoor living and entertainment. And they have that in spades here. There's courtyards and entertainment areas everywhere.
This place has such a great opportunity for shopping and local vendors. It's really fun to be able to come out and support them.
Speaking of shopping, I've done mine. I've got my lunch from Biamba, and I have been shopping at the kitchen. Good times. I'm probably going to do some more before I leave.
It's one of Charity's seal of approval,
That's right,
right?
yes, it
One of those
definitely
deals,
has
yeah.
it.
Every time.
It really is just a great place to come and hang out, to grab some friends, eat some food, and just hang out. It's a great place.
And make sure you stop by and get a slice of pizza from Johnny Ox.
Well, we're going to do that right after we close.
Yeah.
But Kayla, we got to close then.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do so well, please pick up the phone and give us a call. Visit our website, or even better yet, come in our doors. We would love to meet you.
I think I'm going back over to get some more coffee.
And pepperoni on mine.
Oh, mushroom, onion, like St. Paul's Church, and also the I couldn't say the word. Yeah, I just couldn't have it. Yeah.
Is it getting cold in here, guys?
It's super cold.
Hey, thanks for holding my
Very
hand. Tony.
weird.
I appreciate
I'm not holding your hand.
Oh! Then who's holding? We build houses.